Most of the time I buy whiskey, I am happy, celebrating. I want to have a good night. I want to connect with friends. I want to mark a milestone. I'm very usually positive when I'm going to drink whiskey. But a couple times a year, I might be buying whiskey because I'm frustrated and angry and stressed and sad. And I'm using it as a mechanism to cope rather than a mechanism to celebrate. I'm a flawed man. I admit it. I've never professed to be anything else but a sinner. But my personal vices aside, I think this shows an interesting insight about how we need to behave as marketers when we acknowledge that two opposite mindsets, happy, excited, celebratory, and sad, frustrated, coping, can lead the same buyer to the same exact purchase decision. I think we as marketers have gotten too comfortable saying, well, our customer avatar, as if it's one static, unchanging persona. And it's not. And if you want to build a big brand, if you want to do tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars a year, you need to learn to market to people that are in market for your products, but have wildly different mindsets and emotions and motivators for why they're coming to you. It's only been the last couple of years that I've really started to understand this and really started to create ads for it, and it has led to massive growth. So today we are going to go over what a valence and intensity zone is. That's how I measure whether ads are happy or sad and high energy or low energy. We're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to show you 3 new variations of my best performing ad that are written in the other 3 valence and intensity zones. I'm going to launch them today, and in a couple weeks, I'll let you know how they did. So let me bring up my top performing ad. This is for my brand Shooting Doubles. We sell these whiskey drinking hats. This ad says, introducing the whiskey drinking hat, made for the distinguished professional whiskey drinking degenerate. I took this ad, I threw it into Claude. I said, please analyze this ad and identify the valence and intensity zone as it relates to performance copywriting. This ad falls into zone 2, which is positive high energy. The 4 zones, by the way, are positive low energy, positive high energy, negative low energy, and negative high energy. So this one falls into positive high energy. It is, introducing is exciting. There's something new coming. The whiskey drinking hat refers to the good times you have for it. And then I use some pretty aggressive and high energy language when I talk about the passionate guys who drink this. I say it's made for the distinguished professional whiskey drinking degenerate. Those are strong, emotion evoking words. So positive, high energy is working for me, but I want to make sure I'm capturing every segment of the market, not just guys who are feeling positive and high energy. So I wrote the first variation, which is still positive, but lower energy. The headline still says introducing the whiskey drinking hat, but now it says it's made for good company and late night conversations over a bottle of whiskey. That has a way different feel than whiskey drinking degenerate. The first ad speaks about a night out. It puts you in the mindset of partying and bar hopping. This ad makes me feel like we're having a fire in my backyard. Or we're in my living room at 2 a.m. with dim lights having a meaningful conversation. I want to sell to those guys too. So I think this ad does a good job of being positive still. It still brings happy memories to mind, but it's not rowdy like that first ad was. Now we're going to flip up and go negative. I changed the headline for this one. I say, don't forget your whiskey drinking hat. Real whiskey drinkers wouldn't be caught dead wearing anything else. Starting this off with don't forget rather than introducing automatically puts you in a negative state of mind. It triggers fear of loss and risk aversion to people who respond to it. I'm saying don't forget this thing that is a core piece of your whiskey drinking time. Don't be caught dead without it. Now, Claude tells me that this is negative and low energy. I think it kind of is like toes the line between low and high energy, because phrases like real whiskey drinkers wouldn't be caught dead wearing anything else, I think evokes some pretty strong emotion. So maybe it toes the line, but this last one is definitely negative emotion and high energy. We say, don't forget your whiskey drinking hat. And then the text says, low inventory, don't regret missing out on this hat. So just kind of hammers the headline home, put some scarcity in there, and we are about to sell out of them. So it's real. But I hope you can see the examples I gave here, and I hope your wheels are turning already for how you can do this for your brand. Most importantly, I hope you can see that these 4 ads are going to resonate with 4 completely different people. The 24-year-old kid that sees this first ad that wants to wear it out on Broadway to go bar hopping has a very different mindset than the 51-year-old dude who's going to buy this to have bonfires at his house. And that's the purpose of this type of performance copywriting. And this is the purpose of analyzing your valence and intensity zones and writing new ads in different zones, is to expand the amount of people that you are reaching. And it's a great way to take a proven winner, something you know works. This is not just iteration for iteration's sake. This is not throwing crap at the wall and seeing what sticks. This is taking a proven winner and making it relate to more people to be able to grow your brand. It's what I'm doing for us at Adapt. I've done it for a couple copywriting clients in the last month and had some killer results for it. So go ask Claude to identify your top ads, valence and intensity zone, then ask it to rewrite variations in the other zones, tweak it because it still needs a human touch, run those and watch what happens. I can almost guarantee you one of the other 3 are going to pop off in a big way. All right, moving on to tweet of the week goes to my guy, Jason Panzer. He says, being elite at your job and embracing AI is how to ride the tsunami that is just off your shores. Let me read that again. Being elite at your job and embracing AI is how to ride out the tsunami that is just off your shores. Shout out, Jason. I think this is really smart. And I think this speaks to something that isn't really being talked about in the current conversation around AI. Everyone's acting like it's going to kill all our jobs. It won't. I think elite employees are going to get better. I think B- and C and D employees are going to get washed out completely, but I have no expectation that AI can turn a D employee to a B+ employee. You might be able to go from D to C and C to B and maybe B to A-. But if you've been elite at your job up until now, then you start embracing AI. I think that's how we're going to accelerate all of our careers. That's what I'm trying to do personally, is understand that, like, hey, before AI came around, I was doing well. I've had a good career. I make more money than I know what to do with. Life's good. But if I can sprinkle some AI into what I'm doing, if I can use it to make me more efficient, faster, cover more surface area, then my earnings and career growth can accelerate drastically from here. I think Jason did a great job of displaying that. That is tweet of the week. Now we're moving on to field tested. This is a super interesting one. I'm going to show you these metrics one at a time. This was a split test I ran in the last couple of weeks that had some drastic results. I can't tell you too much about it, but the main difference was the offer. We are testing offers here. The conversion rate on the new variant sucked, was down 40%. Really bad. That means your CAC is going to go way up. Your revenue per visitor and your profit per visitor, way down. That means your AMR is going to go way down. That means your profit on ad spend is going to go way down. These are all bad things happening. Until I show you the subscription rate. The subscription rate is up 600%. On the control, we had a 6% subscribe rate. On the new offer, we had a 44% subscribe rate. I bring up this example not to tell you which one of these is better and which one you should roll out, but I want to encourage you guys to consider the long tail effects of your offers and every split test you run. That's why you need to go into split testing with a goal, with something you want out of it. Because if the goal of this was just to increase subscription rate, then we killed it. We absolutely killed it. We should set that live, and then we should go try to work on some CRO tactics to get the conversion rate and revenue per session improved from where it is now. But if the goal of this test was to decrease CAC and to acquire more customers and to increase our AMR, then we failed. And we should set the control live and then figure out how to upsell those customer subscriptions down the line. So I wanted to bring this up to show you guys every test is not a black and white winner or loser. There's nuance to it. And you need to understand how the results of this test should shape what you do next. If you guys don't know, Claude has a new integration with IntelliGems. You can sync it up and you can ask all these questions to help figure out the nuance of every test you run and to help get ideas for what you should do with that data after you set the winner live, because you are not done after you just roll out the winner of a test. There's always work to be done. All right, that was Field Tested, brought to you by IntelliGems. We're going on to our last segment here, Marketers Anonymous. And let me pull up what we got for this week. Where did it go? Where did it go? All right. This question asked, if you were starting a new brand today, what's the most impactful thing you could do or focus on? Organic or paid, building an offer funnel, or creating products? Great question, and relevant to me. I started a new brand a few months ago. The most important thing is finding product market fit. And product market fit is not a destination that you reach one day and then you're fine. It's an ongoing effort. But early on in a brand, you need to find new products that work. You need to find new products that are so good, people are willing to overpay you for them. And that's how you're going to make money. You need to find products that are so eye-catching and interesting and emotion-evoking that people share them on social media, that people are willing to trade their hard-earned dollars for you, for your product. So product is king, always. After that, I would focus on building an organic community of creators that are going to consistently post while using or wearing or featuring your product. From there, I would use a lot of that content to start our paid media funnel. I'd start our own ad creative, and I would grow it from there. But product is absolutely king. Then I'd go with community and organic content, and then layer in paid and offers on top of it. Hope that helps. Really excited to see what you start. Would love to hear more. Thanks so much for listening to Tactical and Practical. Go write new ads in different valence and intensity zones. If you want some help with that, hit me up. I've got one slot coming up open in March. If you want to write some copy with me, and I will see you guys next time on Tactical and Practical. Thanks for listening.